It's the U.S. versus the U.S. and Korea versus Korea in the semifinals of the final event of the 2015 World Bowling Women's Championships here at the Khalifa International Bowling Center in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. I'm Lucas Wiseman, along with Dominican Republic national team member Almi Guerra. For our Masters medal round here, we've got Liz Johnson taking on Danielle McEwen, and Yun Eun Hee taking on Young Da-eun, both Koreans facing off in the other semifinal. So, Almi, we've got both patterns on the lanes, don't we?
Yes, we do, Lucas. And a lot of people think it makes it harder. I think it makes it better. It's pretty established that both lanes are different. We as bowlers resent different lanes when we're bowling on a pair. So I think it makes everything more logical.
Baby split with a sleeper leave for Jun Eun Hee to start, which covers it up with no problem whatsoever.
So easy, Lucas, and those things are harder than they look. It's been a long morning throughout qualifying, but I believe these matches are going to go very, very fast.
It's a one-game match. Winners move on to bowl for the gold medal. And the losers are eliminated and will share the bronze medal. And of course, like always, the gold medal match will start right after we finish these semifinals, as Liz Johnson, who has 2 300s this week, leaves the 10-pin on her second shot this game as she falls behind early against her teammate Danielle McEwen by 10.
Sounded like a bit of a drop from Liz.
Young Da-eun with the 2-pin leave. They're guaranteed a U.S. versus Korea matchup for the title.
Yeah, sad to see teammates eliminating each other in the semifinals, but also happy to see that it will probably be a U.S.-Korea. It will for sure be a U.S.-Korea
yes,
final for the gold.
Yeah, so while they have to knock out their teammate to get there, at least they're guaranteed a shot at the gold, I guess is the other way to look at it.
Well, these are the the 4 best bowlers out of almost 150 women's bowlers from around the world. So these girls have fought hard and long to be in this spot right now.
Jun Eun Hee, who won the singles, trying to find another gold medal this week out there. She leaves the 4-pin in the second. Over to Danielle McEwen, who has a 300 today. Remember, we're bowling on dual patterns, which means left lane long, right lane short. So you're going to see them throwing different bowling balls on each lane, attacking the patterns differently. And Danielle McEwen off to a perfect start and a 20-pin lead against Liz Johnson.
36 feet for the short, 43 for the long. Not that big a differential, but a very, very different ball reactions on both patterns.
Final event of this year's Women's World Championships.
And
Victory Banquet is tonight.
The last time we're going to have Lucas Wiseman doing live streaming for us. I'm feeling a little bit choked up here.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll talk a little bit about that later.
Perhaps.
Nice lane view look at Jun Eun Hee's shot. She is not struck yet here in this semifinal.
It's very impressive to watch the cranes and cameramen from Abu Dhabi television. I think it's brought quite an edge for this year's live stream.
It's nice to have that, and our thanks to the folks at the Abu Dhabi Sports TV who have allowed us once again for the second year in a row to tap into their feed. and bring you some great pictures here from the Khalifa International Bowling Center. And also want to thank the folks at the Emirates Bowling Federation and World Bowling for helping to bring Matt and I here to make sure that we have live streaming of this event. So we certainly appreciate the opportunity.
We appreciate the work you do broadcasting everybody and giving all players from all nationalities a shot at the exposure and the fans out there to follow their favorite players.
Danielle McEwen perfect through 3, leading by 20. This is the 4th frame. You can tell she's using 2 different balls. There's a look at Coach Rod Ross and Kim Terrell-Kearney for Team USA.
Kind of sitting behind there, letting them do their thing, battle it out, and then I'm sure they'll step in when the goal's at the line and try to help them out with ball reaction.
Even though these matches are country versus country, I think there's no question that the players still want to win and get there to bowl for the gold medal. Even though in terms of it doesn't matter for the country, it does matter for the individuals who have worked hard and they want to see that payoff at the end of this tournament.
Well, of course. I mean, I think Danielle has worked very hard this tournament. She bowled awesome, but what happened to Liz Johnson during the all events fight, missing by a pin, I'm sure even though she did get that 300 for the team event, she really wants this individual title. I think she's been the best bowler here and she deserves it. It comes down to a 1-game match though.
Yeon Eun-hee, she gets her first strike of this semifinal, but trailing early by 12 against her teammate Jung Da-eun.
See the Korea coaches sitting back as well. I think same scenario. They will let the players battle it out, make their own decisions, and when the gold medal match approaches, things will get a little bit more serious.
A little bit more relaxed right now, but as these matches move forward into the final frames, it'll certainly get interesting, and then it'll be a knockdown, drag out in the championship match, I'm sure.
Yeah, kind of quiet right now in the bowling center. Big crowd though. I see.
Yeah, not bad. It filled in nicely. We were a little concerned before we started, but quite a few people have shown up. Oh, she pitched that one way right.
Yeah, that was an absolute miss there.
Sometimes it's hard to be sharp when you're bowling on 2 different patterns.
I think
it just kind of got away from her on that one.
You have to readjust every switch you make from one lane to the other. Got to change your execution a little bit, not only what you're targeting. And also, Lucas, this bowler's just bowled 12 games, was it?
13 this morning. Yep,
this
morning and afternoon, yeah.
Took a short break, maybe something to eat, and then right back on it, you know. I'm sure their hands are feeling some pain.
It's not been a great start for Yeon Eun-hee, but she stayed clean through the first 5, but trailing by 12 against her teammate. Go back over to Danielle McEwen now, who's had the front 4 and then went 9 spare. Has a 20-pin lead on Liz Johnson. Looks a little in and holds high flush.
High flush seems to be the right formula for Danielle. I mentioned that before, watching her bowl so long. It seems like her ball hits very hard when it's high flush.
Six frames in. Danielle McEwen still with that 20-pin lead on Liz Johnson. Both players working on a strike heading into the last 4 frames.
Big shot for Liz there. Try to even things out here. Put the pressure on Danielle.
Yeah, pulls to within 10. There's Rod Ross, head coach Team USA. Helped coach Team USA to the doubles gold medal and the team gold medal this week. Korea taking the singles and the trios gold medals, with Singapore, Shayna Ung, earning the all events gold by a pin over Liz Johnson.
And a very dramatic finish. I shed a tear there for Liz Johnson. Our sport sometimes can be cruel.
And that was the case for Liz in the final game of the team event. She left that stone cold 8-pin on her final ball that she needed to carry to tie for the all events gold. Pretty close matches, both of them about a mark apiece, or about a mark difference in each match.
And carry in this stage is so critical because, I mean, you can make good shots, but if you can't figure out a way to carry, you're going to be way behind.
Eighth frame, Danielle McEwen. This is right, pays the price, 2-4, 8-10, split.
On a spare.
On a spare, loses count. She will lose the lead unless she can make this. Now back over to our Korea match. As the struggles continue for Yeon Eun-hee.
She looks a little bit uncomfortable. Even her spare shots, she looks out of sorts. First time I've seen that.
Well, we'll see what happens here in the last few frames. Liz Johnson certainly with the advantage now after the open by Danielle McEwen. And neither Korean players really lit it up here in this semifinal. Quickly over to Liz, who's working on a double. And as you would expect, Liz takes full advantage as she gets that 10 out for the triple. And a 15-pin lead for Liz Johnson. Just like that, one frame.
Just like that.
Flips.
It flips. And you know the momentum is with Liz now, and Danielle's feeling the pressure.
Another strike for Liz in the ninth. 4 in a row and a 25-pin lead guaranteed going into the 10th frame.
Yeah, cannot see Liz getting in trouble in that 10th frame. She's just so tough and she's been so good all week. It's time. Oh. Trip 4 for Korea there. Danielle goes light on that shot, leaves the 2-pin. That was a must-have, as she can only get to 223 as it stands right now. So
Yeah, Danielle's max 224. If she were to strike out. If she pick up the spare and strike out. Right now, Liz Johnson going at a 239 pace.
Yeah.
So looks like Liz is going to take this match and move on to bowl for the title. The matchup of the Koreans is still very close, as they are both clean through 7.5 frames. Still a 14-pin lead for Jung Da-woon. Messenger comes across and misses the 10 for Danielle.
Oh.
She'll be a little disappointed, I think, in how the last few frames went for her. She started off so well for 6 frames. Just kind of lost it there at the end.
Well, I hope she's not too disappointed. I think she had an incredible tournament. A few gold medals at the Worlds is in your first World Championships. I think it's pretty impressive.
Without question. She's had a great World Championships, and she made some great shots when she needed to help lift her team.
Looks like she's very cool under pressure. She seems cool at all times. It's very impressive to watch, for me at least, because
Sure.
I'm never cool.
Jung Eun-hee just can't find a way to throw any strikes here. Only 1 strike in 8 frames.
Well, she's still just down a mark, really.
Yeah, down 15 with 2 frames to go, so it's still close if she can find a way to put a few strikes on the board. 213 for Danielle McEwen, as she will earn a bronze medal here in the Masters. Almi, you said you were going to go ice skating today, huh?
Yes, I actually will not do it today. I will do it tomorrow, considering I come from the Caribbean where we bring out the heavy coats when it's 24 degrees. It should be interesting.
And I will give you credit for waiting until after the championships are over before going ice skating.
Well, I didn't want to wait. My coach made me.
He's a smart guy.
Yes. I'm not known for my lack of clumsiness.
Here's Jung Eun-hee, 9th frame. She gets the strike in the foundation frame, so that'll maybe at least give her a chance. Liz Johnson going to be in the 230s. The best that Jung Eun-hee can shoot is 213, and Jung Da-woon can shoot 228. So Jung Da-woon is going to need a double at some point here for the shutout.
For sure.
And stay clean, of course. There's Liz Johnson giving her teammate a hug, 238, 213. And over to Jung. Ooh, playing fire there.
She
Comes up
missed
a little light.
and she got the strike. That light mixer.
Well, listen, if you're going to miss wide, it needs to be on the right lane, on the short pattern, not on the left lane.
And if you're going to miss big, because then those mixers tend to work out.
So the situation in our Korea match, as we watch Danielle pack up her stuff, is Jung Da-woon needs the first one in the 10th, or her teammate's going to have the chance to beat her.
That's how it stands. This shot, huge.
She strikes here, good count. Will get her into the championship match.
Oh, that looks in. Yeah.
Leaves the 10. You can see the scoreboard at the bottom of your screen. Now, max score for Jung Da-woon is 208. And Jung Eun-hee, who's not thrown a double in this game, will need to throw 2 strikes in the 10th.
That'd be
win
pretty
it.
impressive. I mean, she looked like she was absolutely uncomfortable and not lined up. So if she can pull this off, good for her.
Some low scoring, I would say relatively low scoring matches considering how high the scores were today for some of these bowlers.
Well, you know what, Lucas, stopping and starting is just so hard on your muscles, and to try and get going so fast with just 8 or 10 minutes of warm-up. Again, these ladies are so impressive.
Fill ball, 208 for Jung Da-woon, but it might not be enough. She bowled a clean game, solid game, but her teammate, Jun Un-hee, needs a double and 6.
And it looked like she never really missed the pocket. It's all 9s and strikes. Meanwhile, her teammate was a little bit lost and still has a shot at it. Incredible.
It's a must-strike situation here, or her teammate advances to bowl for the gold. Goes high and leaves the 4-pin, and she's going to finish with the bronze medal in the Masters this week. Her teammate Jung Da-eun is going to advance to bowl Liz Johnson
For the
gold.
gold.
For all the marbles here this week at the end of this tournament. And there's Liz, and that's maybe the one player you don't want to bowl for the gold medal right now. She really has dominated all week long.
Liz is just so tough, Lucas.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's been right up there at the top of the all-event standings throughout the week, and then today she really just pulled away and dominated the field.
well, I said to Matt earlier, when I walked in the bowling center, Liz was 11 pins ahead. I don't know how it ended up, but I know it was more than 200. So
Yeah, 208. And Liz shot 190 the last game. So
yeah, I think she lost a little bit of her edge and kind of just, chilled.
final shot here in our semifinals. Now she strikes. Of course, that always happens, right?
Always.
208, 193. Jung Da-eun defeats Jun Un-hee. So our gold medal match coming up in just a few minutes. They're going to have 10 minutes of warm-up time on 9 and 10 before we get started. And we'll be back with you in just a few minutes when we get started with our gold medal match here live on Bowl TV.
No se vayan.
With 208, 193. The finals will be bowled on lanes 9 and 10, and the warm-up for that will start immediately. Rick, would you hit the switch?
연속 그만하고 시작을 하나
Looks like our bowlers are already warming up or worn out. So we will start the gold medal match. One game between Liz Johnson of the United States, Yoon Da-moon from Korea. And we will play the match play style. Liz will start when she starts.
We're ready to get started with our gold medal match here in the Masters event at the Khalifa International Bowling Center in Abu Dhabi. Liz Johnson of the United States taking on Jung Da-eun of Korea for the Masters gold medal. I'm Lucas Wiseman along with Almi Guerra. Almi, thanks for sitting in again today. And who do you like in this match?
Well, you know, I'm a fan of Liz, and she's just had such an amazing performance. And after what happened with the All Events medal, I think your heart has to go to her, and I'm with Liz all the way.
Well, she's off to a good start with a strike here to kick things off. Let's take a look at the replay. You're going to notice that Liz is probably going to be throwing a different ball on each lane. The left lane is the long pattern. The right lane is the short. So dual patterns here in the Masters competition, making things a little bit more interesting.
Didn't look like she was tired on that shot, Lucas.
They've been bowling all day long, a lot of games today. Jung Da-eun starts off with a strike as well.
It's going to be a very fast match here, so stay on your toes, people.
Yeah, it's going to go by very quickly. And we'll have our world champion in the Masters event before you know it here. Second frame, both players with strikes to start. And now Jung Da-eun, who looked a little bit shaky in her first match with her carry, seems to be off to a good start. Only shot 208 in the semifinal, but it was enough to beat her teammate.
Well, the stakes are high, and I think the level of execution in this match is going to be higher. I think once they were bowling their teammates, they weren't as intense as they are right now for the gold.
Liz Johnson, 2 300s this week. That one was not a great shot. She kind of reared up on it there at the line and ends up leaving the baby split.
Looks like she's stuck or something bothered her a little bit. It was way off target a lot, and she leaves the baby split, which is not a give me, especially on the short pattern. No problem.
Yep, covers it up nicely to stay within 10 pins of Jung Da-eun.
Very, very quiet here right now.
It
Lots
is.
of people, though.
Yeah, pretty full house inside the Khalifa International Bowling Center as Liz Johnson steps up in the third. This time leaves a 4-pin, so some early concern here for Liz Johnson.
Well, you kind of want to start the match off to the races and kind of keep the momentum on your side, but still a long way to go. 7 more frames. Anything can happen. No problem on the spare.
Two and a half frames in, already an 11-pin lead for Korea. Korea earning the gold medal in the singles and the trios this week and finishing runner-up in the team event. Ball looked like it maybe just went a little long and leaves the 10-pin.
It looks like it made the turn a little bit late, and you ring a 10 every time that happens. And just like that, it's a 10-pin match.
Yeah, 3 frames in, both players working on spares. 7 frames left in the 2015 World Bowling Women's Championships. It's been a great championships, and our thanks and appreciation to the folks here at Khalifa International Bowling Center, the Emirates Bowling Federation, and World Bowling for making this a flawless World Championships.
It was flawless, Lucas.
Another 10-pin, this time on the long pattern for Jung Da-eun.
Lucas, do you know if there were any world records broken this week?
There was a lot of close calls.
Okay.
Liz Johnson had 809 for the first 3 games of round 2 Masters, which would beat the individual 3-game record, but that record does not count Masters competition.
Ooh,
So-
okay. So
But she did have a big score earlier. But we had a few doubles teams get pretty close to records. A few teams get pretty close to game records, but Nobody quite got over the hump and got the record.
I heard there was an oiling record one day when the guys kind of rushed it up and did it in like 35 minutes.
Now Liz Johnson trying to get back on track here. That's a much better shot on that right lane where she left the baby split last time. The ball goes through the pins. Well, I don't think that's the same shot we just saw. I think that was an old replay. I'm not sure what's going on there, but
I thought I was just confused, Lucas, but you confirmed.
yeah, I think that was a shot from a previous frame. All right, so a chance for Liz to get back in this thing.
Yeah.
Stubborn 10-pin. She had a chance to take the lead with a strike there, but now she'll be looking at a spare attempt here.
Still a very close match.
Covers it up.
No problem.
Everybody clean here through 4.5 frames. Liz Johnson taking a swig of water there. Important to stay hydrated here in Abu Dhabi.
It's so dry.
It's dry here. Not quite Las Vegas dry, but pretty close. Shot. Buries all 10 back for the strike and the fifth. What'd you see on that one, Ami?
I don't know. I just sometimes when she throws the ball, you know, the mannerisms or the body language confuses me because she kind of stands up like she doesn't like it, and then it's a perfect shot. I thought she didn't like that, and it was perfect. Still a matter of getting those doubles in there, and her carry has not been exactly ideal in the last couple games.
Still has a 9-pin lead. It'll go to 19 if she can strike here in the 6th. That's left. But look at it hold. My goodness.
That's incredible.
She got away with one there.
I wish I could do that. I would miss left all day. That was very straight.
And it just set up perfectly in the pocket and annihilated all 10 pins. So now the pressure's starting to build here on Liz Johnson, down by 19.
5 frames to go. Got a strike.
She really threw that one hard.
Oh, my God.
10-pin rocks back and forth and doesn't go down. Almost looked like she gave it a little extra loft and a little extra speed on that shot.
Yes, she looks very, very aggressive. She's just going at it really hard, and the ball just didn't carry that 10-pin, although it hit it.
So back-to-back spares for Liz Johnson, and she finds herself down by 20 pins with 4 frames to go and her opponent working on a double. Not an ideal scenario.
No, somebody asked in the chat earlier, and I'm going to ask you because maybe you know. Do you think her knee is bothering her? I see her wearing that knee brace, and it's been a long, long few days for her. So,
yeah, she's been wearing that knee brace all week, and obviously her knee giving her a little trouble.
Oh my
goodness.
God.
Very similar to the 8-pin we saw her leave to not earn the all events gold medal at the end of the team event.
I'm sorry. I'm here. I feel like somebody punched me in the stomach after that shot. Oh, boy.
You can see Rod Ross can do nothing but smirk at that one. That's a tough one to leave on a good shot for Liz Johnson. And she's going to have to hope that that Jung Dawoon gives her a chance here.
I hope so, because she's just bowled well this match as well and just can't get the ball to carry. I can relate to that. It doesn't take much, though, Lucas. An open frame is like suicidal here.
Yes, for sure. It's a 21-pin lead for Jung Dawoon, and see if she can make another quality shot here on this right lane. Pretty good. Her coach was even running it out on the settee area behind here, and that is her 3rd consecutive strike, and the lead pushes to 31.
Yeah. You know, the Korean players are very tough, man, I tell you.
And it seems like they're especially tough when they get a lead.
I know, they don't tend
up.
to give it away. You don't see that very often. They don't miss many spares, and they do not miss the pocket very often. So when you're looking at strikes and 10 pins, it's kind of hard to get in trouble, especially if your opponent is not striking.
For a 41-pin lead. Not her best shot, but wow, look at it. I mean, she's got the world right now, seems like.
She came around that a lot. She popped up a little bit, but the ball just went through the pins perfectly.
Sometimes things are just meant to be, and right now it's meant to be for Jung Da-eun as she has 4 in a row and now a 41-pin lead.
And I got to tell you, I feel for Liz because she was clearly the best bowler here. She was off by a pin on the other ends, and she just destroyed the Masters qualifying rounds. So, you know, I really wish she can just strike out here and, you know.
She can get to 227 if she strikes out.
But this is bowling, you know. You still have to win it on a one-game match. And in a one-game match, anything can happen. It can go either way.
Jung Da-eun's going at a 228 pace.
A lot of strikes there.
So this is a must-strike situation here for Liz Johnson. And she leaves the split 4-6, 7-9, and that is going to spell disaster for Liz Johnson here. She's had so many great moments this week, but, this one, not one of them.
That individual gold has just eluded her, and you have to feel for Liz Johnson. She's such a tough competitor, and sometimes things just are not meant to be.
163 in the ninth for Liz Johnson, and this thing is just about over at this point.
Mathematically, is quite over. And, you know, she came back, she talked to Rod and came and gave that little smile, you know. She is so tough, Lucas, and this is one of the things that make her tough. She just takes what comes and accepts it and moves on.
Another quality shot and another strike for Jung Da-eun. And she has 5 in a row, and she's on her way to the Masters gold medal here this week. I think, honestly, a lot of the players view the Masters as just kind of a bonus event. The team event is the big event for most of the teams that come. And
it is the Women's World Team Championships. Yeah. So USA, I know for sure, came here to win the gold. They did that. They're happy with that. You feel for Liz Johnson. She deserves the perks for bowling so great, but it's a one-game match. It's a one-game medal, literally. So it can go either way. So.
One game, and it's been a fantastic game for Jung Da-eun, as she is going to be at least in the 250s, maybe in the 260s.
Well, she never missed the pocket, and like I said, if you never miss the pocket and you can carry your shots, it's a 250 game right there, and that's what she just did against the best women bowler in the world, in my opinion.
Well, she misses a little bit on that one, but doesn't matter at this point. She's already got it locked up. Just a spare attempt to come.
The whole Korea team's on the lanes, getting ready to congratulate their player,
and a traditional clap here is Jung Da-eun of Korea is your Masters gold medalist here in Abu Dhabi at the 2015 World Championships. She gives a little wave to the camera. Congratulations to Jung Da-eun, 256, a great game here in the gold medal match. And Liz Johnson looking to close things out here. Just a few more shots to go. It's been a great championships. We've had the U.S. win 2 gold medals, Korea wins 3 gold medals, and Singapore wins the other gold. Final shot of these World Championships. Congratulations to Liz Johnson on the silver medal. And Almi Guerra from the Dominican, thank you so much for sitting in. Appreciate it. And we'll watch as the Koreans celebrate their gold medal win for the 3rd time this week. 256 to 183, your final score here at the Khalifa International Bowling Center. Congratulations again to Liz Johnson on the silver, to Korea's Chun Un-hee and USA's Danielle McEwen on sharing the bronze medal. Well, for those of you who don't know, this is my last broadcast here on Bowl TV. It's been a real pleasure to bring all of the competition to you from around the world. It's been a dream come true for me here, as the last 13 years have been a real pleasure, and I appreciate every single one of you tuning in throughout the weeks and the months and the years and the hundreds of hours of live streaming that we've done, and I do appreciate it. And I hope to see you on Twitter and Facebook. I'll still offer you my opinions on the sport of bowling. I just won't be doing the live streaming anymore. Look forward to seeing Matt Cannizzaro and Aaron Smith taking over moving forward. They'll do a great job and bring you all the coverage from around the world. And for the last time, I'm Lucas Wiseman of Bowl TV. Thanks for watching, and have a good day, everybody.